So, I'd like to recommend books from time to time on topics that people find interesting or of value. And I have a couple of books that relate to self compassion. And I am a big advocate of us practicing self compassion at any time, but it's particularly important during these difficult times that we're navigating right now with the pandemic and all the stuff that's going on socially and politically. These are really, really hard times. And it's especially difficult if we have voices in our head telling us, just buck up, just push through it, be strong. This is not helpful. This is not helpful at all. These are times when we really need to bring a kinder, more curious, compassionate voice to our own difficulties and suffering. So I have two books by two individuals who actually do quite a bit of work together. The first is Kristen Neff, and the book is entitled simply Self Compassion. Kristen is a meditation teacher who really focuses primarily on self compassion. She happens to be an associate professor at the University of Texas. She's done a number of videos and she's quite good. And this is really an excellent, easy to read book that I highly, highly recommend. Now, a second book that is also very useful is The Mindful Path to Self-Compassion, which is by Christopher Germer. Now, Chris Germer is actually a clinical psychologist and instructor of psychology at Harvard Medical School. So he's got some pretty strong credentials. In fact, both of them do. But what makes them so appealing to me is they're able to explain things in a way that I can really understand. And more importantly, in my opinion, they actually lay out a roadmap, a path on how we can actually practice it. So I want to just do my best effort to summarize the self-compassion practice, and you can get into more detail with their books. But there's really three steps to practicing self-compassion. And the first one is mindfulness. Here we go again, back to mindfulness. Simply noticing what's going on. What am I aware of? Having the willingness to acknowledge our own difficulties and suffering rather than just distracting ourselves, which of course is very common and very easy to do in this busy world, especially with these cell phones that are just so convenient when we don't like what's going on and how we feel. But it's pausing and going, oh, so this is what's happening. It's tuning into our body, noticing the sensations, the energy, what's happening there, noticing the thoughts, the stories that we tell ourselves, such as, for example, this is more than I can handle, or I shouldn't be feeling this way. That's a big one, right? So that's the first step, is just simply pausing and noticing what's happening. The second step in practicing self-compassion is recognizing we're not alone. The reality of it is, whatever we're going through, it's just part of being human. Whatever we're feeling, we're not the first person that's felt that way. Whatever the thoughts are, no matter how crazy and self-deprecating they might be, these are thoughts that are pretty common. So the reality of it is that we're all in this together. And what we're going through, others have gone through and gotten to the other side. And we can too, no matter how difficult it is. The third part is the action step. And this is asking yourself, what can I do in this moment to find balance? It's self-care. And it may be very useful in that moment to just place our hands on our chest and acknowledge, this is hard. This is difficult in this moment. And yes, what do I need? What do I need in this moment? Maybe it's simply bringing our attention to our breath and extending our exhale a little bit and softening and reminding ourselves that we can get through this. We can do that. Or there might be other steps that we take. And it's maybe different for you than it would be for me. And it might be different today than it will be tomorrow. So if a situation arises and we're really struggling, we might, for example, need to go for a walk, to move our bodies, to get the energy going. But at another time, it might be, I need to take a nap. I need to rest. Maybe in one situation, we need to talk to somebody. We need to find somebody who is a good listener, who has that compassionate ear, or maybe get a hug, or just get a sense of community. And on another occasion, self-care might look like, I need to get off by myself. I need some quiet time, some space for just me. See? So it can be different things. You know, a lot of people think of self-care as, I'm just going to take a bath or get my nails done, right? Women especially like that one. I'm just going to go to the salon, take care of myself. I'm going to buy myself some flowers. Nothing wrong with any of those. But this goes deeper. This goes deeper, and it really requires asking ourselves, what do I really need in this moment to find balance? That's self-compassion. So I wanted to tell you about these two books and just really encourage you in these times of difficulty to do this practice.